Hello, my name is Faisal Khan. Today I'm going to explain to you what the PayPal model is. Before there was open banking and you could have Plaid or anything like that where you could go and authenticate the bank, there was a service. I mean, today, let's say if you are working with a Remittance as a service provider and you're working with a separate banking as a service provider, there is a disconnect. Why? Because there will be two separate KYC based systems and it'll be very difficult to tie them in. And what you can do to tie them in is what is something called the PayPal method. So let's say you have an institution called X Factor, right? And they have banking as a service wallet and it has $100. And let's say you want to use your the question asked is, do you want to activate your wallet balance for remittances? You say yes. And when you say yes, we are now going to try to tie this information that you are the owner of the wallet, that you understand that you have control over this wallet, and you're working with an institution that has already KYC'd you, and we're going to try to connect this to the Remittance as a service provider. So the very minute you say yes, a few things happen. An SMS code goes to you. So, let's say the X Factor system sends sends a SMS code to your phone. And let's say in this case, the code is 37. It's between let's say it's between 1 and 99. So you get a code 37. So it says, hey, you were given an SMS code. Please choose the correct code here. And you're given 3 choices. And of course, 37 is the right one. And when you do that, a really cool thing happens. A micro deposit of 37 goes from the RAS into the RAS provider's designated bank account. So basically, the $100 balance that you had, 37 cents, which corresponds to the SMS, goes as a micro deposit to the Remittance as a service provider's bank. Now, what does that information mean actually when we say it goes to a bank? Well, the first thing is you would need to so before I even discuss that, let me show you one other part. So over here the 37 cents comes in, the SMS comes in, you send it, etc. And what happens also, an SMS code and a session code is provided to the RAS provider. So the RAS provider is notified that you are going to receive 37 cents as a micro deposit, and this is the SMS code, etc. So this code is also the value of the micro deposit in cents. So what does the RAS provider see? The RAS provider is going to see things like, you have to know the name of the account, the sending bank, the date, the amount, the account number, the routing number, the SMS code, and the session code. All this is sent to the RAS provider, right? So RAS provider is receiving an email that says, okay, XYZ, the sending bank is ABC, the amount is 37 cents, the date is this, the account and routing number of this RAS provider is this, the SMS code was 37, the session code, maybe you give a session code. All this is sent to them. And then the RAS provider is going to look at their bank account. And sure enough, there's going to be a deposit. That deposit will show the name of the account, which will correspond to the person sending it. The bank account name, that will also be corresponding. The 37 cents amount, the date, the account number, the routing number, and the session code. This is received by the Remittance as a service provider via email, and it was also received in the bank. So what does this mean? So when you have a match of the name of the account with the name of the account you got in the email, with the bank account name, with the name you got in the email, the amount, the date, the account number, the routing number, and the session code, that means you are tying two disparate systems together. This means you have proving beyond a doubt to the Remittance as a service provider that this BaaS provider, wallet operator, owner, the user, the customer is the actual person. Imagine the odds of you knowing the RAS provider's account number, the routing number. Imagine you getting the 37 cent number right. Imagine you getting the session code right. Imagine you getting the amount right. Imagine you getting the account title right. You can't get them all right. I mean, you would have to really hack the system, break the banking system, etc. So this goes beyond an authentication measure that says, you know what, we have a match on this information. We have a match of this information. The RAS provider receives this information, like I said, via an email, and then they can also check their bank account and they say, you know, yep, we have this thing. And because these two things match, you are now essentially have taken the BAS provider's authentication measure and juxtaposed it with the RAS provider, and this should be good to go. So this was the original PayPal method. It is now used when you have disparate service providers who don't agree or don't have a methodology like, let's say, Plaid or etc. Or the RAS provider could say, I don't know. I mean, I get it that this wallet is coming from a genuine person, but how do I know that this person who's sending me this money from this wallet for a remittance is the actual owner? How can I prove that? Well, this is the way you prove it. You match the authentication measure that is done over here with the information you've received via email. The information you're receiving via email is coming from the program manager, the BAS operator, the program manager, which is the X Factor system over here. The actual transaction amount that you're receiving is from the user themselves. So you're matching the user's one-time transaction amount with the information you received in the email, and you connect the two. And that is what basically says, okay, this is authenticated. I will accept this user's as a bona fide user to be able to use their wallet balances to fund for remittances. I hope that makes sense to you. It's a little complicated, but this is a very nuanced part that will come towards development somewhere down the line when you're working with multiple providers. As always, if you have any other question or comment, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. Till next time, Faisal Khan signing out.